Hands up in the air, unified and bold. Shoulders locked tight, stories untold. This is the camaraderie, the brotherhood flow. We all stand in that for the people we know.
Field Marshal Brother Nazir, never back down. Talk your talk media, word spreads around town. Big dog, Philly OG, wisdom in his bark. Big Aboriginal power, lighting up the dark. Key Norfolk on the line, speaking truth through the static. Open to knowledge, mind sharp, automatic. Sure is the realest with that unbreakable stance. Bro Sanchez bringing light, giving minds a chance. Dangerous music, Drake Cobb's on the sound. DJ Cuddy spins it, our anthem hits the ground. T wriggles, Dulcinea, voices join the crowd. Smoke signal in the air, make the ancestors proud.
We all stand, we all rise. Act for our people, open up our eyes. Linked by a legacy, forged in the fire. This is camaraderie, we lift each other higher.
Supreme Chief Holiday, guiding with honor. Voodoo Child channel spirit, the feeling gets stronger, no one left behind. Every name is a torch, lighting freedom's path. As we move off the porch, every voice different, but the heart's the same. We paint our own future, signing with our names. Forged by the struggle, united by the fight. One dream, one people, together in the light.
We all stand, we all rise. Act for our people, open up our eyes. Linked by a legacy, forged in the fire. This is camaraderie, we lift each other higher. Hands clasped in a circle, ancestors hear the call. Past, present, future, together we won't fall. From the roots in the soil to the stars in the sky, voices echo strong, let the unity fly. We all stand, we all rise. Act for our people, open up our eyes. Linked by our legacy, forged in the fire. This is camaraderie, we lift each other higher. We lift each other higher. We all rise. Act for our people, open up our eyes. Linked by our legacy, forged in the fire. This is camaraderie, we lift each other higher. This is for the people, our movement, our pride. This is camaraderie, we stand side by side.
The enemy's
Yo, check the mic, 1, 2. This ain't no blog, no vlog, no clickbait crew. This the real talk, raw truth coming at you. From the underground, enemies public, we break it through. Tune in, lock in, let the wisdom drop. No algorithms here, just straight up hip hop. Dissecting the system, exposing the rot. Planting seeds of change, whether they like it or not. We the voice of the voiceless, the unheard, the unseen. Shining a light on the darkness, making the truth gleam. No sugarcoating, no faking, just pure adrenaline. Flowing like a river, breaking down the regimen. Enemies public, the podcast is in session. Challenging the narrative, no time for digression. Unmasking the illusions, revealing the deception. Elevating minds, one rhyme, one connection. From the streets to the suites, we speaking truth to power. Exposing the lies, hour after hour. No censorship, no fear. We standing in our tower, broadcasting a signal. Igniting the shower of knowledge and wisdom for those who seek. Beyond the headlines, beyond the meek. We digging deeper, peeling back the layers, uncovering the secrets, exposing the players. Enemies public, the podcast is in session. Challenging the narrative, no time for digression. Unmasking the illusions, revealing the deception. Elevating minds, one rhyme, one connection. So subscribe.
Shout out to everybody in the building, man. We got another banger for you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button and thumb up the video, man. We got a nothing but a pure banger for you guys. So make sure y'all tap in. We're going to get into our story, man. The forgotten history of American Negroes. Negro Indian chiefs and America's forgotten warriors. We got another banger for y'all. Yo.
truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't, it ain't legalized. Realize, realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Real eyes, realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Real eyes, realize. Realize. Yeah, slavery was a long time ago. How? Same motherfuckers still here right now. Colonized on our own land, they ahead of us. Changed our name so much, they scared of us. Children of the sun, y'all don't compare to us. Pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Talking about America, pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Even up the playing field, bitch, I'm darn. How you a victim, bitch, you a Karen. Cognitive dissonance, you don't need sparing. You got white privilege, so you don't need sparing. Looking at my homeland, man, I can't believe her. Colonized came here, they ain't never leave her. Indians ain't die off cause we here. You ain't gotta lie, just say you won't be here. How you American but not indigenous? 400 years still ain't get rid of us. All Europeans, naturalized citizens. Made all the Indians niggas on the census. 1492, we was on the fences. Civil rights movement, we was so defensive. Black Wall Street, whites got so offended. Common law rights, gave us amendments. Thank God don't speak truth, that's alright. First slave 1619 was all white. 1200 wasn't no continent, all white. Europe named after a black woman, alright. Grafted, it come from us, do your research. Go within, quit listening to teachers. And the Nuki got voice coming out the speaker. Cut off trees down and made us weaker. Really they foreign or the shit gets deeper. Whites don't know where whites come from either. I'm Aboriginal, we come from the ether. Ruling over us in our land, that's evil. Being colonized right now, black people. Prisoner of the war, that's why it ain't equal. Wake up everybody, don't be no sheeple. Freedom ain't free, really freedom is illegal. And we can't get mad at this. Whites act like we can't see their advantages. Privilege is real, they working in management. Low down dirty, but they calling us savages. They want you to think they above us. All white people are part-time judges. I ain't no racist, but I ain't no sucker. I ain't no African, but they my brothers. Been lied to, I got built up anger. We built everything, still waiting on the savior. Don't call yourself black, please do me that favor. Black tourmaline will protect you from a hater. Listening to your oppressors is dangerous. Gave us a Bible and stole our nation. Said we couldn't read, we didn't know the language. Kept us on paper because we didn't see the danger. American Indian, keep the religion. Skin copper color look just like a penny. Wanted our land and you called us stingy. Ain't no Democrats there to gotta pay attention. We got ancestors but the papers is missing. Kings and queens we just can't remember. Remember who you are, just like Simba. Now they got a vax, we don't want that in us. George Washington is the ninth president, look it up. United States only 10 square blocks, look it up. White people really the minorities, look it up. Courtrooms don't got authorities, look it up. You want me, say stop governing me. Gave me a straw man, it's really not me. Why you don't keep it 100 with me? Why Trayvon killer still walk around free? Made this song for the truth, don't hate it. History was told in reverse, I've stated. We still oppressed, somebody gotta say it. I'm taking out of school, that's the reason I made it. History is his story. History is his story. History is his story. History is his story. It ain't my story. History is his story. Probably ain't your story. History is his story. It's his story.
GT.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody that's in the motherfucking building. It's your brother Big Aboriginal Power, and we're back with another one, man. Hopefully you guys having a fantastic evening. Y'all come on in the building. Do not hesitate to hit that like button. Let yourself be known. Are y'all ready to hear some information today? Let's cut the beat. Y'all ready to hear some information today? Y'all let me know how y'all feeling out there. This is going to determine how this bill going to go. Salute to the Williams in the building. I'm just trying to fill a void when everybody feeling annoyed. You understand what I'm saying? I'm coming in a jiffy and real swifty. You understand what I'm saying? Copper Draco. Negro Indian Chiefs. America's Forgotten Warriors. Today, man, I'm going to be going into some history from various different nations, various different tribes, various different geographical locations in North America, highlighting just a few of some of the revolutionary Negro chiefs and warriors that changed and shaped America's future. All right, so we're gonna get into it, man. But before we do that, I do need everybody to smack the like button, thumb up the video, and hit that like button, man. Y'all already know how this thing gonna go. So first things first, let's shout out the family in the chat, and we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna get right into it. Shout out to Wilmore Reed, Indigenous number 9, Rodney Means, G's, the Schuylkill River Punch, Real Recognized Real, Soroya Divided, Copper Draco, Dark Winged Dragon 709. My auntie is in the building. Sister Betty, auntie in the building. What's the word, auntie? What is the word? How y'all feeling? Before I jump right into this, how are y'all feeling? Can y'all name me a warrior chief? I want everybody in the chat to at least name me one warrior chief that you have ran across in your research. Give me one warrior chief. Can y'all give me one Indian chief? I want to talk to the family before we get in here, just to see where y'all minds is with it and see if I'm going to be, I just want to see some things. Tuscaloosa, Chief Cornstarch. Okay. I see a couple of them. Black Train of the Beaver Wars. Black Train, I'm not familiar with him. Tammany, Chief Tammany. Motherfucking Hobart. Okay. Osceola, John Horse. Okay, y'all name me some prolific ones, and I'll probably get into some of those in future conversations. But let's start this thing off proper. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Like I said, appreciate y'all. Big yourself up, family. Big yourself up. All the haters in here that haven't hit the like button, you guys absolutely suck. I mean, you guys suck. Make sure y'all hit that like button on your way in, family. So we're going to start the first thing off with today. We're going to be starting off with maybe a well-known warrior chief. He goes by the name of Dragon Canoe. He goes by the name of Dragon Canoe. Are y'all familiar with Dragon Canoe? Are y'all familiar with Dragon Canoe? He was a Negro chief that came down. He was from the Upper Cherokee nations, and some of the Chickamaugas that went off. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. The young ones beating on my damn door. All right, we back and set. So we're gonna get into a little bit of this history about Dragon Canoe. Dragon Canoe, pronounced Tashu Jenseni. All right, he was born 1738, February 29th. So which is funny about him, his birthday only comes around once every 4 years. He was a leap year baby. That's unique within itself. He was also a Cherokee and a Chickamauga warrior who led a band of Cherokee warriors to resist the colonists in the United States in the Upper South. The Upper South was considered Tennessee at that time, Georgia, and Virginia. During the American Revolution, afterwards, dragon canoes forces were sometimes joined up with the Upper Muskogee, Chickasaw, the Shawnee, and Indians from other tribes, along with British loyalists and agents of France and Spain. The Cherokee American Wars lasted more. Hold on. I keep beating on my door, throwing me off. Let's see where I want to go with this. Okay, where was I at? Okay, yeah. So he linked in with British loyalists, agents from France and Spain. He was also one of the leaders of the Cherokee American Wars that lasted more than a decade, and the end of the American Revolutionary War. He was a very prolific hero. Now, by the way, we're going to get into some of this pioneers from Dragon Canoe. He was a warrior. He didn't dress like your typical Cherokee. He didn't dress like your typical Aboriginal. It's quite interesting how they depict Dragon Canoe, even though a lot of the image is whitewashed. But when you get into the actual Library of Congress descriptions of this guy, they describe this guy as Negro. Okay, which I'm gonna do a more in-depth build on Dragon Canoe. I think it'll be a very dope build to go into depth about Dragon Canoe. The next person I want to bring up, so he's one of the prolific warriors that kind of shaped the way the American Revolutionary War popped off. And like I said, he was involved with a lot of the Chickamauga and Cherokee wars that was taking place. The next warrior in chief I'm going to be bringing up today is Emperor Brim. We're going to be bringing up Emperor Brim, family. Emperor Brim, also known as Hobo Letty, was a Muskogee or a Miko ruler of the Coweta. His power rose through a series of shifting alliances. Now, this guy was a political juggernaut. He's like Donald Trump mixed with Abraham Lincoln, mixed with Kennedy, mixed with a little bit of, you feel what I'm saying? He had that flair and he had the understanding of political jargon. He was able to create alliances with a few different people throughout this whole thing, from France, England, and Spain. Two of his Holeti Brim and Sepapi Coffee Brim, both later served as leading Coetas in the Malachi Brim, which is the great grandchild, a maternal relative of relation of Emperor Brim, perhaps a nephew. Is actually the great grandson. We'll get into that. Who succeeded the Miko and according with the Creek customs and maternal lineage. Now, listen, during the Yamasee War, when the Yamasees was having it out with the Britain and England, mind you, Emperor Brim had created good relationships with a lot of these peoples. And he had one of the earlier understandings and come from a place where the tax system was fine. The political understandings was crazy. So look, peep this. During the Yamasee War, Brim initially supported the Yamasees in the efforts against the British in general, with the South Carolinians in particular. So not only was he a real one, he seen that no matter his relationships with some of the people, he understood to be on code first. He was a warrior and political strategist, and he understood the importance of being on code. So when the Carolina Indians and the Yamasees was going at it with the British, he ended up linking up with the Yamasees and helping them change the course of that whole different war. You understand me? But look, so Emperor Brim is really one of those. If you're not familiar with Emperor Brim, he's one of the chiefs that you guys should definitely be familiar with. Definitely a warrior and an innovator of his time, family. I think that's really one of those ones we can get into. Let's get into a little more history of Emperor Brim. We can read just a little bit more. Why not? Why not go into it a little bit more? Make sure y'all hit that like button and make sure y'all supporting the channel. Now, Emperor Brim died in 1733. All right, was noted Amico or chief or Lower Creek town, Coweta, right, which he was located in the borders. Let's get into some of the importance. Now, look, this is what it is. The French and British accused Emperor Brim of directing the Yamassee's attack on the South Carolina, right, while Brim, for his part, took the opportunity in the chaos of beginning of the war and to organize raids against the Carolina and the Cherokee. So now, look, the Cherokee was split up between two different types of Cherokees, just like the Tuscarora was split up between two different Tuscarora. Most of these nations that we are affiliated with were split up in between two. One that was siding with the Europeans, that was oftentimes mixed with European lineage themselves, and the ones that went against the Europeans and oftentimes was not mixed with Europeans at all. You see what I'm saying? So you got to get into that, but we're gonna break that shit down. Now, look, the war took its toll on both Indians and the British. In this progress, Yamassee refuge fled to Florida, Spanish Florida in 1716, encouraged by rumors that Brim would be admirable in alliance with the Spain and Spanish Latino Diego Pino traveled to Coweta to secure Brim's alliances. Brim pledged loyalty to Spain, but not to exclusion of his friendship with Great Britain and France. Meanwhile, in 1717, so he was able to maintain a relationship with Spain and exclusively keep the relationship between France and Britain while also doing business with all three nations. He was really tied in doing commerce around. So now the Creeks made peace with the British and permitted the French to build Fort Toulouse at the confluence of the Coosa and Tallapoosa River, all right, near present day Wetumpka. And that's in Alabama. On March 1718, representatives of the three imperial powers convened the Coweta and Emperor Brim and his council with many lower and upper Creek chiefs, crafted by the Coweta resolution and settled into the policy of neutrality, and that the Creeks perfected the subsequent decade. So they kind of won that. They beat the shit out of the British. The Creek and the Yamasee was able to do their thing with the help of your boy Emperor Brim. So he was a political strategist, and then what it says right here, he was a Creek strategy of neutrality and allowed them to exploit their rivals and holding the balance of power amongst them while securing lucrative trading relationships and maintaining control of Creek territory. It was a success strategy that the Creeks well throughout the 18th century continue to utilize. So Emperor Brim was a very, very intelligent guy. As a matter of fact, he had mastered taxes, and he was in Alabama where the Creek was. And a lot of people is not familiar with Alabama and its rich history of science and education. We just got to go into some of the history of some of that. So when we go to places like Alabama and you're comparing it to government, we got to go into what this history says about this particular place. So let's get into a little bit of literature about Alabama and how Emperor Brim was able to serve such political endeavors and be able to maintain those political relationships while still keeping the integrity of the nation. So now look, service that people might require to perform under the meter system, including farming, running metallurgy, mining, civil engineering, sanitation work, public health, hydraulic engineering, also irrigation, which is plumbing, collecting wood, firewood, hiding, tanning, jury making, feather working, animal armor making, sewing, tailoring, weaving, charcoal making, farming, and also some people were even acting as servants for the aristocrats. Some of the common tributes required under this system includes all forms of gold. See metallurgy for that. Feathers, uniform, sandals, cotton, mantles, tree gum, which is resin, jade, silver, food, caicos and caicos beans, weapons, flint, copper, honey, also for beekeeping, spices and jewelry. Archaeologists believe that in a similar system existed in North America amongst the mound building culture that developed in what is now Alabama. These people on the side of what is now Moundville, Alabama, between 1200 to 1400 AD, the mound builders were developed a system independently of those in South America, meaning they had no influence of the ones in South America. Did y'all understand that? Let's read it again. Archaeologists believe there was a similar tax system to what is now Alabama. Alabama was known for its political understandings. It was known for its political point of view. Are y'all familiar with the Tuscarora? Are y'all familiar with the Tuscarora? We're going to get into some of this history. Trying to find some of my articles I had pulled up. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Cause I didn't load up my other one that I was supposed to have on the screen. All right, no, it's on the screen. Okay, let's get into it. All right, so we're gonna get into some of the Tuscarora history. If y'all not familiar with the Tuscarora was split up between two different groups. One group who stayed in the north, one group who stayed in the south. I mean, one group who migrated to the north and one group who stayed in the south. Now, the Southern Creek is the ones who I say stay solid because the Upper Creek obviously started doing business with the Europeans. It became more prominently known for the sixth member of the five civilized tribes. They actually have six civilized tribes on record, or six civilized nations. In the Tuscarora, the Upper Tuscarora actually became those particular people. So the Tuscarora is a coastal plain tribe that thrived in North America, North Carolina colonies. At the time the Europeans settled in the late 16th century, they resembled the Algonquin tribes in their habits and lifestyles. But the Tuscarora spoke a different version of the Iroquoian language. Although Tuscarora were defeated in the Tuscarora War in 1711 and 1713, according to historian William S. Powell, they were considered the most powerful and highly developed tribe from what is now Eastern North Carolina. So that's very important to understand because there was a few other tribes in Upper North Carolina that is very, very significant in history. And to say that the Tuscarora was the most smartest, powerful out of them at all. So you got to take into consideration that you also have the Gullah, or some maybe even call them the Gullah Geechee today. You also got the Yamasee. You also got the Lumbee. These are just tribes that are located in North Carolina, but out of those tribes, the Tuscarora ranks supreme out of all of them. All right. Are y'all with me? Are y'all with me? Smack that like button. We're just getting into it, man. We just vibing. And by the way, this wasn't nothing I planned. Obviously, I didn't have no reminder up for it yesterday. This was something on the way home from taking care of today's jobs and businesses that I had to complete on the way home. I was driving and I was like, well, why not just do a build on a couple of the warriors that people may or may not know? So let's just get into some more history about Tuscarora, and hopefully we'll get into one of the prominent chiefs of the Tuscarora, Chief Hancock, also great grandfather of John Hancock, who signed the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. John Hancock. We're going to get into some history. Now, look, this is key right here. In 1711, Chief Hancock of the Lower Tuscarora tribe led an attack against the North Carolina colonists in September 1711, initiating the Tuscarora Wars. We all heard about the Tuscarora Wars, but it was initiated from Chief Hancock. Now, look, I want y'all to listen to this, because this is what led to the Tuscarora later on becoming the sixth member of the Iroquois Confederacy. Ultimately, the Tuscarora was defeated after their clash with colonists, and the tribe moved to New York. Some of them did, and joined the League of Iroquois out of the Six Nations. However, nearly 650 Tuscarora families, not 650 Tuscaroras, and we're talking families. So we're talking about families that can extend from 3 to 1,000 people per family. 300 to 1,000 people per family. So Tuscarora families continue to live in North Carolina and parts of Virginia and South Carolina presently. Some Tuscarora descendants live in Robeson County, right? We're going to see a lot of Robeson County pop up, because when we were showing you the tribes that was misclassified as from Indians to Negro, every head of household in Robeson County was a Negro that was misclassified from Indian. That's a fact. That's a direct quote from Carter G. Woodson. Okay, so a lot of descendants of the Tuscarora lived in Robeson County in the communities such as Tuscarora Nation east of the mountain. The southern band of Tuscarora Indians tribes in the Tuscarora Nation of North Carolina by 1831, the Tuscarora had relinquished their lands and titles to the North Carolina state. Now listen, the lower Tuscarora is not the ones who allocated their land. I want this to be very clear. It was the upper, it wasn't the lower Tuscarora, it was the upper Tuscarora that allocated their ancestral land, which one of the reason I'm making the distinct is because the upper ones is the one who's ultimately blend with Europeans and literally took the side of Europeans and gave up their land to those Europeans and allow those Europeans to become part of those tribes and Tuscarora tribes. So you will find Europeans up north that'll say, oh, my family is Tuscarora or Indian and we got ancestral land down there. No, that's stolen, fraudulent, taken over ancestral land that was done under threatened coercion. And actually Chief Hancock actually denied the land admission, but it finally went through officially after the death of Chief Hancock. That officially went through after the death of Chief Hancock. Are y'all familiar with Yobley? Y'all know who Yobley is? Chief Yobley. Y'all know who Chief Yobley is? We're just going through, and hopefully we can open up the panel today and just get into a nice build. Let's get into one of the Alabama's chiefs, aka Abraham Yobley. Abraham Yobley. He's always depicted as a Negro. This is him right here. This is a painting of him. He's always depicted as a Negro, him and the rest of the crew. Now, Abraham's seminal war name was Senafe Tuscanute, aka called Yobley by some whites, was the 19th century Floridian who served as an interpreter and a lieutenant in the Maconape army. the hereditary of the leader of the Alakuhu Seminoles. As of July 1837, he was termed the principal Negro chief. He was termed the principal Negro chief of some of the Seminoles. By all accounts, exert a great influence on the Makanape and approximately 500 black Seminoles and white Americans whom he treated and negotiated. Okay. Now look, Abraham was born enslaved, not born a slave, born enslaved in Georgia. This was his mama. No, I'm just playing. This is just an enslaved African. But he was born a slave in 1970s and died in 1870s. He was born in the 1790s and died in 1870s of what is now Seminole County, Oklahoma. He was described as having ties with Pensacola, having traveled to D.C. in the Indian Territory, and having this fluid speech and polished manner. So he was like a very well-spoken type of Negro. You feel me? Like a clean cut, very articulate, very straight to the point, very influential type of guy. And sometimes they describe McCartney as the chief Negro in parallel to John Caesar, who deemed chief Negro to the Itamale. So the Seminoles had tons of Negro chiefs. So let's see if we can pull up one. They got this nigga looking red as hell. Al-E-Metla, also known as King Philip. This is when you get into the King Philip's War, but that's a whole nother synopsis. We'll talk about that in a minute. Now, look, Abraham, sometimes called Negro Abram, right, was the key participant, right, in the 1837-1838 negotiations regarding the end of hostilities in the Second Seminole War, potential move in the Indian Territory, and the legal status of Indian slaves versus runaway plantations, right? So they was just saying this, you better off calling me an Indian slave instead of saying a runaway plantation slave. So they argued the fact that listen, if you're gonna call me a slave, call me by my identity that I want. And so that's the one that they have. Now, Abraham founded a settlement in what they call mini ponds, also known as Abraham's Old Town. That is the home of 100 people in 1826 who grew fields of rice, melons, pumpkins, peanuts, and managed herds of cattle and horses. The American troop burnt down this man's town to the ground in 1836. It was located about a half a mile between what is now Wallacoochee State Forest and Orlando. So yeah, man, they don't even talk about my boy Negro Abram, aka Chief Negro Abraham of the Seminole Nations, man. He was one of those guys, man. He was one of those. He was one of those. I hope y'all check it out. But listen, man, that's it. That's pretty much what I got today. I'm going to drop the panel real quick. I'm going to drop the link real quick, and then we're going to spin the block and get into some information. Make sure y'all hit that like button, thumb up the video, support the channel. We'll be right back in just a second. Let's go.
So dope, my eyes low. When you move like God, the time slow. I came back for the blacks and John Doe's. Crack open them land patents, let go of them townhomes. What's a native to a native? Eat $5 dough if he not melanated. Pale faces got you waiting on a savior. Sending prayers up, he texting back on vacation. God's children. Give all your praise to Jesus, but how God feeling? He say put no one before him in divine image. It's you with God of Christians. I got a vision, but niggas ain't gotta listen, so they don't. We came from the soil, wasn't fucking with no boats. Bible took our spirit, English potted on our homes. Tribal families turned on us, don't act like y'all don't know. But fuck them and they grudges. We was something turned to nothing. And now we nothing's turned to somethings. Reincarnation of ancients, fresh up out the oven. This the message to the black man. 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 Shooters on my roof.
All right, so now I'm about to get into some more. We got Alabama on here with us. Peace and blessings. So let's get into some more of this imagery. I'm just going to show some imagery. I'm not really going to give too much detail or background on the imagery. We're just going to let our own eyes and observation kind of tell the story. I'd like to get some feedback from what some of you guys think in the chat. All right. So shout out to everybody that's in the building. If you're fresh in here, make sure you hit that like button. It's your brother Aboriginal Power. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Do not forget to hit that notification bell. And let's continue to rock this thing out. Shout out to all my Aboriginals, American Indians, FBAs, whatever your identifiers are. We appreciate y'all for tapping in here, man. Appreciate yourself. Make sure y'all give yourself a pat on the back for tapping in, man. We appreciate y'all. All right, let's get into some of this next image. Before we do that, let me let my brother Alabama get the floor. Peace and blessings, Alabama.
Keep them running, Copper Color Grizzly. I thank you for that quick tap in. You looked up Solon, huh?
No, I didn't. I've been meaning to.
I saw you shared kind of a little flow he did on TikTok. I still don't know the dude, but
I did. I shared it. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday.
See, I don't even know. I probably was just showing shit.
Yeah, you kicked in for about 4.
Yesterday. Damn, I don't remember even showing that. But yeah, man, shout out to whoever the fuck Solon is.
Yeah, you showed a brother on TikTok, man, doing battle with these fools. Now, I don't know if that's the same guy, but he had on his screen over his head, FBA/SOULAA.
Oh, yeah, he was talking about the thing. I think he was talking about it. Yeah,
so it may not be the guy who coined the phrase then. Okay, because I came in later.
Yeah, I don't think so. That was a young guy. Shout out to Hood Smart. He's a good guy. He's a young guy doing his thing.
Yeah, he was doing battle. And that's what we going, young folks, it's your time. Don't forget. Them he can say he had a dream, but them jail cells was filled with 14-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't know that. He was arrested maybe about 3 days. I'm talking about MLK Jr. He was arrested more than Malcolm was, believe it or not. But Malcolm served over 5 years. But those young, supposedly, if you believe the narrative of John Lewis, he was in a cell with a 4-year-old. Really? You know? It's time out for the bullshit, Bap. Keep doing what you're doing. Until our story is told, history is untold. You feel me? Not his story. History is unknown until our story is told. But cook, young brother, cook.
Yeah, man. What you think about this image that you see on the screen?
Is this one of the ones that you were sharing from the mock? No, that's King Powhatan, isn't it?
No, this is Chief Tamukwa from the Timocos of Florida.
Okay, Florida. Oh, that's from my backyard. Everglades, alligator.
Allegedly, they said they had discovered over 17 statues similar to this, but ironically, they only have one remaining in the
region. Ironically, or the thieves got them in private collections.
Ironically,
yeah, right.
They only have one left.
Yeah, right. Remember the one? I think you showed that one too. And I keep asking you this when I think about it, man. Where's Medicine Man? Man, I really miss the picture is worth 1,000 words. I mean, that brother used to do some hell of a bills and not say a
He do stuff all the time. He just dropped something like 3 weeks ago, man. He's always doing content.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Yeah.
OG Medicine Man.
Yeah, it's a visual thing, man. And then we gonna stop this whitewashing, bro.
Yeah, you got to stop the whitewash. You got to stop the Asian wash. You got to stop the African wash. You got to just stop washing your shit. It all is Heather detergent.
And they can start washing their ass.
Right. That's some nigga soap.
Oh man. Did you see I think have you seen Topcast? Because that's kind of where I got that from, the Solon stuff. And there
Nah, I be
was
so
another
busy,
bill.
man. I be so busy focusing doing my thing, but I know Top Cat be cooking up some heat, but I be over here.
Yeah, I know
You know what I
you
mean,
do. And I
doing my
want you
own.
to keep doing what you're doing, Whippersnapper. I definitely do
This,
want to
y'all
keep
know
you
who
doing.
these people is?
Let's see here. That's the Cherokee board, isn't it?
No, it's the Powhatan Chief Board. Uh, you remember Chief Cisco of the Powhatan Nation? Was one of
Mm,
the last known Powhatan chiefs on record. Chief Cisco. These are his sisters and one of his brothers, his younger brother.
okay. Okay. Did you hear about they finna drop? I don't know if it's a documentary or a feature film on Sarah Rector.
Yeah, they got a whole movie about it. It's gonna be hogwash. Uh,
Well, we already know that. You see what
but
happened with
yeah, it's
Killers of
good.
the Flower Moon.
It's good she's
You
getting
know.
a recognition, man. Hopefully, they get a nice, fine, beautiful Aboriginal actress to play that part.
You mean not like Zoe Saldana doing Nina Simone?
No, we don't want to see nobody named Zoe. That sound like a damn Dominican.
Cynthia Erivo being Harriet Tubman, you
Look
know.
at this image of America. This is found in the Library of Congress as well. Now, look, here goes some more Virginia Indians. This is actually in Jamestown. I
Now
will go.
these are the state museums, right? Not the ones that the Smithsonian supposedly has in its
They probably have
connected.
them documented in the Library of Congress as well, but yeah, they have these also in the state museums as well. But these are also in Library of Congress images as well.
Oh, the other thing I was bringing to you again about that Solon stuff, because he was on a bill with Black Magic 363. Have you heard about him dropping this AI generated documentary?
No, like I said, I don't know, but like I said, I don't be in the loop, man. I be focusing on what I'm doing, big brother.
I feel you. I feel you. What was that one right there that you just passed? That was the Tire
And
Tribe.
this is
What's that on the
Noble.
steps? Yeah,
This
what
is
was it?
Noble
Because
Drew
there's some
Ali and his peoples. This is Noble Drew Ali and his peoples. This
the
is
Cherokees from his grandmother. What's
Prophet
that on the
Noble
step,
Drew
man? What's the
Ali,
words
Creek
on the step?
Nation. This is just a print on. This is not nothing that's recorded on the step, but this is a print on from the members of the Moor Science Temple of America, August 1934. That's when this picture is dated. 1934. Little cotton picking Negroes. Got some cotton. But now this is a beautiful image because it shows commerce. It shows the transgression. It shows the ingenuitive and how our system operated. These are women that occupy these particular land, and these are the men orchestrating the business deal. So they just signed a huge deal worth of tobacco with European settlers, so they can send the tobacco back to Europe, and they're buying it from the Negro landowners. Fresh tobacco being loaded in burros, smoking Indian.
Now, where the reservation dogs at?
Y'all can come on and hit the link at any given time, man. Anybody can hit the panel. It's all love.
Yeah, the reservation dog, the
Let's be
Cabbage
ready to
Patch
source up.
Kids.
Let's be ready to
Where,
source up.
where the orphans at? Where the red man?
Yeah, I don't show them images too much, but unless I'm going to be exploiting them. Like you said, the visuals is very needed. We got to see these Negro presence and phenotypes amongst the Americas. This is a statue that's in the British Museum.
There was one I think you showed before too. That Amsterdam apothecary, a tobacco shop, that's like 300 years old with the same goddamn cigar Indian.
Yep. Look at these beautiful Aboriginal women. We got to know our history, family. We be slacking on our macking sometimes. We be forgetting who we are. I just did a bill yesterday or the day before showing you how Negro nations and tribes or Indian and Aboriginal tribes was reclassified and mislabeled to colored and Negro. Go check that live stream out.
And no reservation Native American can say that,
Look, more
nor
power.
show the evidence.
These are a group of Virginia Indians at their annual powwow. This is a list of Powhatans, Micmacs, and even Chickahominies tribe right here on the right. It's all two people representing three different nations. Each two represents a nation. I believe this is Powhatan, this is Micmac, and this is Chickahominy. These are Virginia Aboriginal American Indians, family.
Bap, do you think you can do a build on comparing confederacies? Particularly like, and where's the Confederate Don? Tayshawn, where you hiding at, Negro? We start to show the Chickamauga and all the different, from the north to the south, from east to the west, and how these confederations operated. You feel me?
Yeah, I did a couple bills on those going back to the 1500s of the first confederacy formed in America. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. This is an image of another Togo Aboriginal from Togo. So shout out to my islanders. More Aboriginals. Depictions of America.
Where's that one where you show the sister with the cornucopia being lifted up on the backs of these colonized, so-called Europeans?
Look, this is the guy I was telling you about. Hassana Ma Isco. Mr. Cisco.
Cisco. Hassana Misco?
Yeah, Chief. His name is Chief Cisco. He dies. He passed away. His name is James Cisco. He was the chief of the Powhatan. More images. Indigenous peoples.
We're going to have to ask you folks on the reservations, you orphans.
I need y'all to hit that like button too, man. My bad, Alabama. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Hit that like. Get them clicks up. Subscribe. Jam the algorithm.
Twin sisters sue Wampanoag tribe over dispute of membership. Two twin Wampanoag sisters. Beautiful Aboriginal sisters. Some of y'all just be reacting to life. I want you guys to lock in and tap in with yourself and start living life. Twin sisters, Kyla on the left and Katie on the right. Outside their eastern Foulmouth home, the sisters have filed lawsuit against the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe, arguing that the tribe was wrongfully taken off of his membership rolls.
Off the membership, yeah. They're trying to deny you your ancestry, and people don't understand. It's not about paperwork.
This is Chief Cisco's oldest
widow.
Oldest
that's
daughter.
His daughter. Oh.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Black don't crack.
She looks just like him. You thought that was his mom?
Well, no, I thought it was his widow. Because that's what I was going to ask you. When did he pass? That looked like an old article. Maybe what, in the 60s?
Shit, I think before then. I think it was just given in remembrance to him in the 60s, I think. But I think he died, and I forget what year. I have to get into it. I don't want to make up a date and say it off the top. More tobacco shipping. You see him, he got the tobaccos drying on a rock as he sit and take his time and, relax. Another Aboriginal.
Okay, but where is one pale Blanqueamento? I know you can keep going scrolling this shit for 24 hours to infinity and show all
This
of
is
the
the one. This
richness
is the
of
one
our
that you was
deep.
talking about. This is the one that you was
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
America, the cornucopia, the land of milk and honey, biatch.
Yes, a lot going on in this image, but definitely a symbol of America, royal, aristocratic system.
Pay close attention to the Slav doing labor.
We got tons of those photos for you. More Aborigines standing on the back of some type of weird platypus looking eel.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. That looked like a duck bill platypus. Shit.
I don't know what this is, but this look at him, Aboriginal brother with some type of scrolls in his hand, some type of scrolls or document rolled up, and he's making a balled up fist similar to what you do today to show
Black power. But that's scholarship, right? That's scholarship.
Here go a Cree Indian. The Cree Indian was loosely affiliated with the Ojibwe. Became very well known with the French. They created a Cree script called the Cree script, part of the Algonquin language. It was a huge study in the Harvard studies. We'll pull it up. Here go another Aboriginal lady. I'm unfamiliar or unknown tribe. I'm not really familiar. I can't really remember where I got this image from. But a lot of these images I took myself. This is not from nobody else's stuff. This is actually from my PowerPoint presentation, if you don't know. But this is all my work. I think some of this came from A1. A lot of this did probably come from A1 images that I took over the years. Another image of a smoking Indian. Those two sisters again of the Powhatan Nation. This one looked like motherfucking Wild Savage. This might be Great Auntie. Hey, that might be Great Auntie, nigga. Hey, these old Powhatans too now, Powhatan. You see what I'm saying?
You know, we do a serious disservice by lying on the blood of our ancestors. Man.
Yeah, we
know
do.
that?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. But I don't be lying. Y'all be lying. So I don't be lying. I'll be telling y'all the truth, even though it hurts. Look, 1976, Alabama.
Apache Princess.
Apache Princess. Look how beautiful this Aboriginal black lady is.
Now, you know, they consider the Apaches out there in the so-called wandering nomadic tribes of the Southwest, right? So that's what Arizona, New Mexico, Utah.
Yeah, the new Apaches are wanderers. The original Apaches built apartment complexes. They called them Pueblos. One more famously known is Montezuma Castle, which is a Pueblos.
And that's him right there, isn't it? Isn't that Montezuma?
Yeah, now this is King Powhatan right here. This is
Pocahontas. Oh, okay, yeah, that's that original one in Virginia, right?
Yeah, this is Pocahontas' father. Yep. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Hit the like button. Drop a fire emoji. I want to hear some of you Aborigines come ask some questions, bring some heat. Y'all quiet in the chat. Would it be information? Here go an image of him from the back. No Diddy. We can zoom in.
50 months and counting.
You can see the little bit, the Negro coarse hair.
Now look at that feather crown, bro. It says gold inlaid. Scroll back up to the top, man. That feather crown, right? That's a feather crown.
Yeah, I don't think it's gold though, but it's definitely gold colored. I think that's all made of bronze or some type of, non-corroding metal, or maybe even clay. You can pop on Black Ice. The link in the chat. There go another Aboriginal in his garb and traditional
Man,
clothing.
look at his face. Do you remember that one? I'm trying to remember the actual photo from that the flaring nose of the brother from Roanoke. I think that's what he was called, Chief Roanoke, that was used for, I want to say, RJR Reynolds marketing. You remember that? He looked like fucking James Brown. I mean, he was coal black with his
There
nostrils flaring and the smoke coming out.
go another Aboriginal lady inside her shrine area, or maybe some type of flea
Might be a
market.
shop, man. She's
Yeah,
selling her
some type
wares.
of Indian shop. It looked like jewelry and stuff, silverware and other trinkets. This is neat. Now this is Erica Badu and her kids, but they Aboriginal.
Baduism. God damn. You can fill me up, bro. I'm about to zoom in on that one, man. Baduism. The hoodoo and the voodoo, huh? Yeah, they say she put a spell on your ass.
Mm-hmm. Visit the Museum of Anthropology.
Which museum is that?
I forget where I got this from. I don't even think this museum even exists no more. I believe it's in DC. A pregnant American Indian woman with a shotgun and some type
You
of
know, they
scroll.
have destroyed a lot of that, bro. But you remember the old black and white cowboy movies, Bonanza, Wanted Dead or Alive. All of
Yeah,
them old cigar Indians. You know how they used to show them, man.
yeah. If you watch
Straight up Negroid.
if you go watch Old Columbo, there's an episode where he's going to a famous art dealer. He goes around stealing museum art and selling it on the black market for whatever price. And in one particular episode, Columbo is tracking this guy down. He's finally meeting with him, and the guy doesn't know Columbo is, a PI, and he's explaining to him his most prized picture. And the name of the picture is called The Emblem of America. It's a bunch of Negroes on a painting from the 1700s. It's a
Yeah,
great episode, by the way.
the truth is out there to be revealed when we bother to look, man. I'm gonna keep saying until you look up your story, not what other folk trying to convince you.
Now look how
Find
motherfucking
your
thick
family.
this. She thick
Oh
than
yeah, there you go. The BBL, huh?
yeah. BB, BB, glizzy. Yeah, she thick than a motherfucker, boy. I ain't lying to you. I want to know her name. Where her
You got
descendants?
into California,
I think
Cali,
her descendants must be from Alabama.
Alabama Hammer. Yeah, man.
Young Aboriginal men and women. This is at the
Now
American
that's San Diego. Looks like it
San
says there.
Diego Fort Museum.
Acapulco, Mexico. Come on, man.
Yep, they have them in both locations. Another statue and someone inside of someone's private collection. These things fetches for big money too, by the way.
And there's thousands, if not hundreds of thousands.
More
of homes.
Aboriginals.
Man, they're here. They're all across Europe. Remember where the criminals came from, goddamn.
Now look, you notice that the tobacco that you see in the background is green, and you notice the tobacco that goes in the barrel is brown. Because they're done cured. And you notice that they got it and they're testing it to make sure the quality is of ready for shipping, that the docks that is waiting at the dock for them. They're making money. This is a commerce photo and painting. It shows business.
Top notch. Of the highest order.
And this is in Raleigh, North Carolina, by the way.
Yeah, remember the first so-called colonizing encampment settlement died in Roanoke.
Well, that's argued. They never found any bodies.
I'm sure there were earlier ones. Let me qualify it this way, Bap. The British criminal motherfuckers, because we do know
The
the
reason
Spaniards and the
the reason I say they
Portuguese
didn't
and the
die
Dutch.
is because the reason I say they didn't die is because they didn't find any dead bodies. Right.
That's because they were cannibals. Go ahead, Bappleton. Show that
But
beautiful
there's
thing to me.
alternate theories that they actually got ran out of there and moved north to what we call Roanoke, North Carolina, which is a little county right off the coast in North Carolina. New evidence even suggests that they even found symbols from some sites there that matches the sites at ancient Roanoke in Virginia, and maybe even suggests that they settled there to get away from some of the Powhatan Indians that was invading their camp. Now look, this is
Now,
the
which
image.
one of you Negroes that ain't your family reunion picture? Come on.
Now look, this is the
God
image
damn it.
of all the Powhatans. This is the lady. Now look, this lady right here that you see right here in the back, right here.
Mm-hmm.
You see her?
Up there on the step in the white
No, not her. Right here.
with the hat to the
Below
right.
her. Below her.
Okay, with the glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his daughter, if I'm not mistaken. This Chief Cisco.
In the
That's
front,
Chief.
they're a full war bonnet.
Yeah, that's Chief Cisco, right? No, not
Yeah.
right here, sitting down. Right
To the
here
left.
behind. Right here.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me zoom in.
With the tie. With the tie.
Right
Gotcha.
there.
Yeah. I got you.
That's Chief Cisco. This is his brother right here.
And the glasses. Looking like George Washington Carver.
And I believe Chief Cisco's mother is in this image. Because this is his wife right here, sitting down.
Yeah, that might be his mom right there with the glasses on.
Yeah, that may be.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
How that don't look like your family reunion picture, you ignorant pan goofy bastards.
Shout out to everybody that's in the building, though, man. They'll get it one day, man. Hey, Sun Flame, how about you hit the link and come talk to me? Come have a conversation with me, Sun Flame. You're more than welcome to come hit the link.
Yeah, he right. I see what he's saying in the chat, man. I mean, you could find them cigar Indians, bro, across the spectrum, man. Hollywood used them. They're still in Amsterdam and most of those tobacco smoke shops, man. They got them etched in the damn roof work of the establishment. Everybody knows us but us. And these pan goofy idiots. But yeah, man, when you get a chance to check that build that he did with 363, man, they're supposed to be pulling together with this AI-driven documentary for a premiere, I think,
Hey,
coming up in November.
Did you see the build we did last night?
No, I was out on the road.
You gotta check that motherfucker out, bro. Y'all
What
go
was
check
that? What was y'all covering?
Tonight, man. You just gotta go check it out. It's fire.
Yeah.
And I did an upload yesterday too with me and Medicine Man. Some shit never aired before.
Yeah, when he gonna come out of witness protection?
Man, everybody be doing their own thing, fam.
Yeah, I understand, man. Life be life, man.
We got a lot of people to teach, man.
There's no shortage of ignorance. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Matter of fact, it's in abundance.
You never run short of finding a fool, huh?
You won't. You really won't.
Yeah, Bat. Well, keep doing what you're doing.
Shout out to everybody in the building, man. I do want to say salute to everybody. And we got Trouble just swung through the door. We got Mulatto Man.
Oh my God.
Peace, family. How y'all doing? Big up,
Mulatto Man, what's the word?
Ain't too much.
Gotta bring the parasites to the door, huh?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I actually came to acknowledge a point that you all have made for some years that I gotta, admit that I at least agree with because I'm an honest person. Now, recently, I took a another DNA test. I don't want to shout the company out because they're not owned by ADOS or FBAs, but I will say this.
Checkmate. Checkmate. Because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
no,
on.
no, no. But let me say this because you're making a good point. Um, it showed me cousins that I have, DNA matches that I have in Europe. It showed me DNA matches that I have even in the Philippines, and of course in the U.S., Canada, Mexico, etc. But it did not show me now one cousin in Africa, even though it alleges that I have African ancestry. And this is something I really want to talk to a lot of the Pan Africans about. I want to ask a lot of them because I spoke to people in real life that claim to be African American. I asked them, and I'll say the company just
Now
for
that's a good point.
transparency.
I
It's
just listen. That's funny you brought that up because one of the sisters in the community took a test too, and hers kind of pretty much similar story. She came on, did a whole live, showed her DNA, showed the test results, all the stuff, the non-detected, all that stuff, bro. And so yeah, y'all making some crucial ass.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah,
That's what I'm
man.
saying. Like it is. It says that we have African ancestry, but it's not able to show any African cousins that currently exist in Africa. So I mean, that's something I really want to talk to Pan African Americans about, or
Hey,
people
where
that
you
claim to
been
be
at? How
African
long you
American.
been? How long you been gone?
I took a break off the internet for maybe like a good month and a half. A month and a half. I mean,
Yeah,
but
ain't
I
no
just been
more.
living. I live in Puerto Rico, so
Hey, ain't no more of them though, bro.
my bad. You breaking up? Say that again.
I said it ain't no more of them.
Ain't no more who?
Pan
Ain't no more who?
Africans. Pan Africans. They're
I'm
gone.
sure it's a
Well,
few of them still in hiding.
Sister Soul said Tariq live on TikTok right now saying we all came from Africa. But hey, he's a fence straddler. But go ahead, mulatto cook.
Well, no, really, that's all I came up to say. I want to say that even though it's a lot of things I disagree with you all about, I'm a real person, so I at least got to acknowledge. All right, if we do have African ancestry, why is it that when we take DNA tests, it's not able to show us any of our alleged African cousins?
I think when you're the complexity of dealing with these genetic test models, which and hopefully y'all will do a bill, you and A1 collectively will point out mostly, if not all of these so-called genetic testing companies are out of Germany or controlled by the Star of David and the Ashkenazis. Now, fact one, it's illegal to take genetic tests in the state of Israel, though the prime minister's son has broken that law and revealed he's a name changer of Polish origin. When they say that you don't have quote unquote Native American, if you notice, they constantly want to say, if any of us susceptible to going along this criminal act between Skip Gates and Rick Kittles, they'll put us in the 1% to 2% range of Native American. But Native American is an Asian hybrid, right, Bap? So when we're not actually testing the information, because your genetic material is unique to you, we're not testing it against ourselves. If we're not going back, so for example, you have family and you have an ancestral cemetery. Those of us who have stayed in touch with our family lineage have our ancestors buried on site. Now, I'm not suggesting people upset their ancestral or unearth and exhume, but that's called archaeology, isn't it? And how
Yeah.
they digging up old shit, old bones that don't connect to us, but yet and still we have mass graves, like right now in Tulsa. Are you familiar with the story of Sugarland, Texas, where 95 bones were revealed, where they want to call either criminals, convict leasing, or slaves
What about
that
the
was
devil?
unearthed when they tried to develop a school right
What
here on
about
my doorstep, Bap. So,
what
but
about
we
the
don't
devil?
ever get that
Oh,
information tested, do we?
what? The Devil's Punch Bowl where they murdered all them people. There's so many shit. Lake Lanier, the flooded town in South Carolina. I forget the name of. It's so much of our reciprocities that has been hidden from our old world ingenuity. You know what I'm saying? And they try to hide and bury the history of our people, bro. Like we are a remarkable, ingenuitive, innovative ass people that's just full of vibrant life and culture. We gotta learn how to start living, man.
I'm gonna point out one other thing that I've had a friend say to me, and I won't call her name, but I'll give her credit for the thought. Do you've heard of the Lynch Museum, or what's called it's with the Equal Justice Initiative in Montgomery, Alabama?
Hey, Sunflame, come on up here, Rob Knox's sister.
That's it.
Bring your ass up here.
Is that what you say? But but I'm gonna land quickly on this here. I think his name, brother's lawyer Brian Stevenson of the Equal Justice Initiative, has at least at last count about 800 the soil dug from 800 lynching sites across the South primarily. And why are we not testing that along the lineage of the people whose ancestors were lynched and their blood literally is in the soil? You feel me? But I'm gonna yield on that.
Well, I think that it was up to y'all niggas to do it. Y'all was the ones that was right after the generation that was the young youth coming up directly after the lynching. Y'all was supposed to tear this motherfucker up. Y'all didn't do it. And now y'all done got old and lazy and shit. And now you want us to go fight for some shit and kick ass for some shit from the 1900s. We still got shit that we got ass to kick too. We got a lot of ass kicking to get back to that time. But if
Oh,
we
you
had a
could you
little
could
the
just go
old,
to Michael Brown. Go to Michael Brown and what's his name? Eric Garner
yo,
and the chokehold and Tamir Rice and Skittles. You ain't got to go far back. Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna
right,
Taylor, et cetera, et
too
cetera,
many,
et cetera. But
too many. That's the ones we gotta fight for right now. And our gen, you feel me? The shit that was publicized. The same thing that happened that you just talked about. It's the same shit, but it's just in a new day. You know what I'm saying? We gotta fight the good fight, man. And I feel like it's gonna take all of us, man. Cause just as well
I
we got
think if we're not telling this, like I said earlier, about, and I would challenge people going forward on any of these panels. You don't have to give your personal name or your ancestor. Tell the story that happened to that blood-stained soil in your family lineage. You feel me, Bap? We have to
right.
start coming to grips with this, and it's only through telling the truth.
That's true. Some niggas can't tell the truth because the truth ain't in them. Lord help they
Damn,
little
that's
soul.
what Big Mama used to say. That's exactly what Big Mama used to say. And my grandmother used to say, common sense is very uncommon.
Man, we gotta be in it, man. We gotta get to it, man. It's just as well as this old niggas affecting us that's been going against us in this oppression class. There's a young generation, so that means we need our old generation to come fight with the young generation of today. That just how it gotta go. That is how it gotta go. And if it don't go like that, how else is it gonna go? Huh?
I don't know what your end game is, I spy, because I don't have to answer for you. I don't have to
What I
tell
spot talking
people
about
what.
is that. Let me
You
see.
talking bullshit about Alabama wasn't in no courthouse or in no streets fighting for anybody. Nigga, I don't have to prove shit to you, just like you shouldn't be proving a goddamn thing to these pan goofy motherfuckers. Go find your facts. That's all I've said. I've never told anybody what their story is. God damn it, tell your people's story. Respect your elders and your ancestors. You will eventually be one, whether you want to agree to it or not. And the blood in this soil is ours, not these criminals, not these imposters on this reservation. They got sold their bill of goods, their 30 pieces of silver for being collaborators in the ongoing crime. But you got it, Beth.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey, Navars, come hit the link. Let's have the conversation, sister. I think we can have the conversation if you want to come on. I just think that it's a stride effort. It's a stride effort. It's going to take all gens that's still ticking and kicking. You feel what I'm saying? We got to start applying this shit to real life. And we got to live in reality. Some shit be theoretical, and theoretical shit sound good. But sometimes we got to get into that reality bag of what's really in front of us in order to really overcome these obstacles.
That's what you call curriculum, Beth. Education. Okay. The narrative, propaganda. We are fighting against that. You know, this shit is embedded, bro. Now, I don't know whether you were thinking you were attempting me. I'm only calling I Spy out because you kind of a coward, Negro. You know, throwing rocks, hiding your hands type of bullshit. At the end of the day, we are going in circles out of confusion. As again, I shall say, and I will continue to say till I draw a last breath, you're disrespecting yourself and your people. That's your bloodline, fool. And I'm not telling you what that is, but you'll listen to a goofy motherfucker tell you Kunta Kinte. Have been doing that since 1976. Even after you know this nigga lost in court as a plagiarist. That's a thief, by the way. And he stole it from the white man who made a fictional novel called The African. Now, are you African or African? God damn it. You got it, Beth.
Nah, I think that's very true, man. Are you an African or you an African? And I just think that our spot comes from the youth. That's all. I just think it comes from the youth. Like, when was you born, Alabama? Matter of fact, you ain't got to tell me. That may be a little
Yeah. Well, in the 50s, that's all that matters.
Okay,
but again,
yeah, that's all that matters.
people born now, every day this year, somebody's turning 25. What type of world are they in? What kind of parent are they going to be? What type of jobs they going to have?
I want to play this clip from the 50s just to get into some of the mind state of some of the youth back in them times, man. Let's get into this little clip real quick.
Back to see, he pointed out for me I could go back when I want to. Go back to where? Huh? Go anywhere.
Sir, could you stand up? We can't hear you. Could you stand up over there by the microphone?
You mean to Africa? Do you mean to Africa? Do you mean to Africa? We are not Africans no more. You have raped our great-grandmothers and stuff and changed us. Let me finish. And gave us a name as a Negro. I am not a Negro. A Negro is a person with a slave at the man. I just want to tell you that. And don't say nothing else to me.
Sir?
My name is Reginald Dobbs. I live at 3319 Maple, one of the ghettos areas that was pointed out in the film. I'd like to direct a question to Reverend Mitchell. Do you think that we will be satisfied with the jobs they are giving us?
Yes, I think so.
And look, this is in 1955. Them boys was talking that talk. You feel me?
Now, don't forget, that's the same year of Emmett Till, brother. Yep. That was the triggering of the Montgomery bus boycott.
Hey, Navarre, just say you don't want to come have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. I ain't seen you on the front line yet. I hate when people say they on the front line and don't really got no evidence of it.
Simply because we are asking that you be trained on the job, and they start you off with a certain.
Most of the people that's on the front line, Navarres, they don't got to tell people that they're on the front line people that see them speak for them.
One of the ghettos areas that was pointed out in the film. I'd like to direct a question to Reverend Mitchell. Do you think that we will be satisfied with the jobs they are giving us?
Yes, son, I think so. Simply because we are asking that you be trained on the job, and they start you off with a certain salary starting rates, and you would be promoted up to the maximum
No,
of the job.
I don't believe that. The white man is gonna keep you where he got you. You're not going no higher than he wants you to go. And we ain't gonna settle for nothing but all the way. About this violence and non-violence, I'm for violence. Because we have pleaded for the last 400 years.
Mr. Meek said you did not speak for him. How would you talk to a young boy like that?
Well, I would say I would definitely have to use the Bible, Mr. Dunn. Well, this is my own way.
I ain't no Uncle Tom.
Well,
See,
salvation.
you can't brainwash me.
Jesus said, first you seek the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all of these things will be added.
He said, I ain't no Uncle Tom. You ain't about to sit here and brainwash me. And I felt that.
On earth, mind you, brother.
Where you gonna go when we start revolution? Whose side are you gonna be on? Are you still gonna be on your knees begging for us jobs?
I was, as Mr. Meek said, he wouldn't just die standing on his feet rather than to die on his knees. I will die standing up for God, regardless of any circumstance.
Okay. Have God ever told you to let this white man rule you like he is?
Well, young man, you first must be born again. God is a
No, I
spirit.
ain't born again. I ain't got to be born again. See, I was born in a new generation. Your mother could have brainwashed you, but can't nobody brainwash me. I'm ready. It's gonna take young boys like us to win the revolution.
The white peoples realize today that they was wrong for enslaving the Negro. The great man, let me finish. I'll wait. Why, if you so militant and so intelligent, why don't you keep your mouth shut?
I'll tell you why, Reverend Mitchell, because I'm sick and tired of you standing up there on a television camera, a black man with a white heart and a white face.
That's what we see. We see a lot of these black men.
Damn, Bap, you went in on that shit.